Good afternoon to everyone, to my colleagues in the APM and Associates, our alumni, and current students of this institution. Saturday will be my special blog to our prestigious members of this institution, which carries the Philippine Christian University, Manila, and the Lyceum of the Philippines, University, Batangas, as well as the Elders Gate College. Now, in this blog, I will have to emphasize the environmental management and spiritual system, or EMSS, which involves planet, people, profit, and then personal. We call it the 4Ps, as well as 4S, which means sustainability of the earth, our sociability, then our sound, the livelihood, and the fourth S is salvation. Today I will feature to you one of the great leaders. And this guy is also a musician. He was called the King of Rock and Roll. This will be my first Saturday special, because in this blog, we'll be talking about leadership, management, communication, and whatever things that can help us economically. Elvis Presley was born in January 8, 1935. After 42 years of service in music, he died, and that was in August 16, 1977, because of a heart attack. As a leader, he performed new musical ideas. That's why he was called the King of the Rock and Roll. There are four things that we should know about this singer, Elvis. First, he was successful as a leader by using the media, which helped in marketing his music. And also, it broke down the racism and introduced the mass marketing until now. And you can see his music still can be heard in YouTube, Facebook, among others. Second is, he changed the world. He revolutionized the music, and his influence changed the industry forever. His songs, dance moves, created an entirely new generation, which brought the Beatles, Chuck Berry, the Rolling Stones, and even the good singer and good dancer, Michael Jackson. Third, he was such a big deal. His impact on the popular music have changed the face of music. And lastly, he had a photographic memory and a perfect pitch. He was a baritone but could handle songs even up to the 2 octaves. My dear friends, that's the leadership of our one of the best musicians in the world, Elvis Presley. As an acknowledgement to his service to the music industry, I will now sing to you one of his best songs, and a spiritual song. And listen to the song and put this in your heart while singing. Amazing grace, oh how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I found, was blind, but now I see. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining eyes, the sun we've known these days to sing God's praise. Then when we first begun, through many dangers, toils and snares, I have already come. 'Twas grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will let me home. Amazing grace, oh how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was once lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. Oh, was blind, but now I see. As we continue with this blog, I want to emphasize the leadership of this guy and try to see for yourself how you are transformed as a leader. We have one writer and author of the so-called leadership transformation, Dr. Peter Fuda. Now, in this book, you will see how he described the 7 metaphors which help you to get a grasp on the concepts and issues involved in leadership or involved in leadership development. Leadership development doesn't happen in parts. These interdependent metaphors emphasize the holistic nature of leadership development. We have 7 metaphors, and they are, first of all, fire. Then it is followed by snowball. Then the master chef, coach, mask, movie. And the last one is the Russian dolls. You might be surprised why we have to start with fire. This is the kind of metaphor that forces your motivation and initiate and sustain transformation efforts, including a burning platform and burning ambition, as well as personal and organizational reasons for change. Fire is at the center of the 7 metaphors because if the why isn't there, the other factors are just going through the motion. The author Fuda emphasizes your burning ambition, your fire from within you as the only motivation that sustains. You may change out of fear or the burning platform, and it may provide the initial spark, but it burns briefly. That happens to this guy, Elvis Presley. He has that kind of fire and enthusiasm. Now, the second metaphor, after having that kind of enthusiasm, is the snowball. Why snowball? This is a virtuous kind of metaphor with accountability that propels the change effort forward, starting with a leader and building momentum as others are swept up into the journey. Now, while Elvis Presley was doing some songs, he stepped up campaign in order to lead a small group of musicians. And remember that when he was coached by one person, he continues to do that. He sustained until he died. Only for one coach. He never had to change any coach. And that is a very good leader. Now, in the snowball, building momentum is contingent upon getting a critical mass of leaders on the journey. Perhaps even replacing those who are not committed to growth. Uncommitted leaders only cause drunk on the snowball by not living the agreed standards of behavior. In other words, it needs some kind of discipline in order to move the journey. And as you continue to move, people behind you or around you will continue to move. That's why in your journey, you will be successful. And the third metaphor is the master chief. This is the artful application of the leadership science, which we call the frameworks, the tools, and strategies, which enable a leader to advance from amateur cook to a master chef. He knows how to mix up the ingredients. Now, as you started as a cook, then promoted to a master chef, it requires instinct and test rather than exact measurements. Similarly, transformation is accelerated when leaders work fluidly within a recipe or change frameworks and artfully deploy their utensils or the tools and cooking methods or the strategies. Leaders should become less rigid and more intuitive over time. This requires that a leader develop critical thinking skills and a deep understanding of where they are going and what leadership is. Otherwise, they become tied to formulas and rote practices. Now, the fourth metaphor is the coach. He is a team, or this is a team of consultants, colleagues, and supporters that collectively coach a leader toward their aspirations. It is not about coaching. It's about being coached from a variety of sources, consultants, colleagues, and family members. Elvis Presley was being coached by one manager, but he was also listening to the other coaches, like the members of the music industry. Now, coaching is the most powerful when all groups identify mutually beneficial outcomes from the leader's transformation and create a trusting environment for that coaching to take place. According to Hunter S. Thompson, he who is taught only by himself has a fool for a master. So you don't have to rely on yourself only, but to hear from others so that you can learn something from them. Number 5, metaphor is mask. This metaphor has two aspects: the concealment of perceived imperfections and the adoption of an identity that is misaligned with a leader's authentic self, values, or aspirations. In other words, if you wear a mask, it means that you conceal some kind of imperfections from you. And at the same time, you can also identify what are those things that are not good. So you don't have to tell it to the public. Now, the mask is a heavy burden to carry. It creates inner conflict with the leader's deeply held values and aspirations, and can negatively impact on important relationships. When leaders drop their mask in favor of being their authentic self, the power of this analysis is atomic in scale. They get more done, build more trust, have far more enriching interactions, and feel more fulfilled. What it means is that if you have that kind of power, release it. Don't just put it aside. Why? Because if you unleash this power, atomic will just come out. And you can build more trust, and you can interact more from other people, and you will feel more fulfilled. The sixth metaphor is movie. It processes for increasing self-awareness and reflection, which allows a leader to edit their performance and direct a movie in line with their leadership vision. This is not just like that you are an actor, but you should also be a director. Often leaders find themselves acting in a repetitive movie, their own version of Groundhog Day, Hug Day, doing the same thing day after day with the same result. By stepping out of the movie and viewing the footage objectively in the editing suite, leaders can hone the reflective capacity and eventually learn how to slow down their movie. From this place of stillness, leaders can begin to direct their own movie and choose a better response in real time. A good metaphor for understanding purposeful leadership. And the last metaphor is the Russian dolls. This is a complementary set of journeys that interact with the leader's personal journey of transformation. Now, a leader's personal journey never exists in isolation. It is surrounded by multiple other journeys occurring concurrently. When the journeys are aligned, something magical can happen. Conversely, whenever one doll tries to pull in a different direction, its proximity to the other dolls ensures that it doesn't get very far. Now, my friends, those are the 7 metaphors in order for you to be transformed as a good leader. I will repeat. There are 7 metaphors, and these are the fire, which is at the middle of these metaphors. Then within that fire, we have the snowball, the mastership, coach, mask, movie, and the Russian dolls. Without these 6 metaphors around fire, then the whole exercises will not be accomplished. Now, as I wind up this Saturday special blog, we will listen again to the song of Elvis Presley. Sing with me. Amazing grace, oh how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining us the sun. We've known less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already declared 'twas grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. Amazing grace, oh how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh, I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Was blind, but now I see. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. To God be the glory forever and ever. Amen. See you next Saturday. God bless you.